Hello, everybody.
Hello!
Welcome to Moonlight Ponderings. I'm Ronnie Moonborn.
And I'm Severine.
And today's topic is kind of inspired by Netflix release of The Haunting of Hill House. We're a little late on it.
And by the time you guys see this, it's probably going to be way past.
But I mean, if you haven't seen it, watch it.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
But we're going to be talking about hauntings. And our experiences with ghosts and our beliefs in hauntings.
Yeah. I've had a few pretty crazy scenarios happen to me throughout my life. But I'm trying to think of like one good one, I guess, probably. When I was in college, the same year that I graduated, my grandfather's health was declining, and so he was constantly like in rehabilitation centers and things like that. And my mom and I went to visit him, and I would just bring my schoolwork or whatever, work on whatever I needed to do while we were there. That particular night, somebody was acting up. I don't remember who. And we were in the car on the way home, talking about it. And if you go to my house, my parents' house, there's a hill on the left-hand side. And the hill's got a couple of trees and things like that, and in front of the house is woods. Across the road from the house. And so there's constantly animals and creatures and things like that.
Creatures of the night.
So my mom and I, we get out of the car and we're still talking, and then I hear rustling on this hill. And I look over and I see something, and it's taller than me coming down the hill.
Oh no.
Yeah. Brown fur, and I hear,
Some Bigfoot.
I don't know what it was. And at first I thought I was crazy. And then my mom said, "What is that?" And I was like, oh no. Then I heard that thing charge, and I said, "Run!" And then I ran, and I got to the door. And my dad and my brother never let me live this down. They say I just abandoned my mom, and I said, I told her what to do.
That's terrible.
I told her to run. Like, that's all I can do. What am I supposed to do? Pick her up and take her?
I mean, to be fair though, if I was with you, I'd have tripped you and said, "I love you," and then ran out. So I was eating you. I would get safety.
There was no need for all of that.
Your sacrifice would not have been
So,
in vain.
continuing from that, here's the after story. My brother tells me that in the adjacent neighborhood, his friend lives there. And his friend goes outside to feed his German Shepherd, and he sees this mangy, wolf-like creature come out of the woods, and it's big enough it threw the Great Dane across the yard.
Oh no.
And a few days after that, we found raccoon body parts in the yard.
Look, we live too close to your parents. I need you not to be seeing werewolf hauntings and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, this has been a few years.
I don't care.
Ronnie is not happy. Yeah.
So, one of my encounters with ghosts or spirits, what have you want to call it, happened in this very house. This was about when I was 11. And it's late at night. I get up to get a drink of water. And I hear someone say, "Hey, look here." And I'm thinking it's one of my siblings at first, joking around with me. And I turn, and there's this man in this big old top hat just staring at me. And I am frozen. I close my eyes. I'm just like, it's not there. It's not there. And I open my eyes and he was gone. Well, my mom goes on vacation with a friend of hers, and a family member stays with us. The next morning complained, or during the night, apparently heard footsteps running back and forth through the house. Someone running. And blamed my younger brothers for it. And I said, no, because especially at the time of when my youngest brother was little, he liked to sleep with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, he was in bed with me, so it wasn't him. And they called the pastor. And he came and said some prayers over the house, and it worked. We hadn't had an incident in this house ever since.
Wow. Well, good. I mean, I've not really felt anything here. Definitely something's creepy about the woods here.
There's trolls in the woods. You didn't know that?
Well, the woods in our town in general. I've heard before a lot of people say that there's like a portal between the veil in the woods.
No. I don't go in the woods.
Not about it either. I know one night, I mean, I've always kind of had like a sense about things. I wouldn't say that like I see entities, but I don't like, it's not like, I know they're not physically there. It's just how my brain manifests the energy, I guess. Sometimes they seem a little more cloudy, and then other times they're very, very clear and vivid. My parents' house especially is super haunted. And I've done a lot of stuff to take care of it, you guys. It's just, I don't know. Like one time my mom called me, are you ready for dumb white people?
Okay.
Okay.
Demonetized.
I didn't say anything about anyone being trash, so we should be fine. And this is not going on Facebook. FYI, if you call certain people trash on Facebook, you're probably going to get your comment removed, and you might get a block on Facebook for a little while because they've gone censor crazy.
Anyways, you were saying.
So anyway, I get a call from my mom. And my mom says, were you just outside now? Meanwhile, I'm at campus with a friend.
Some 30 miles away.
Yeah, and I said, no, Mom. And she said, well, I had my window open and I heard someone say, Mom, and it sounded like your voice. What would you do if you heard someone say Mom and it sounded like, what's your response? I want to know. Before I tell you what happened, I want to know what. I want to know what you would have done.
Well, if it sounded like your voice, I'd have went and investigated.
You would have gone outside of the house, into the night.
Oh, it was night.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have looked out the window and been like, who calling me?
No, my mama walked outside of the house and around the house looking for me.
It's weird.
Like,
That's a little much. I wouldn't have done all that, but
no.
we actually have a shared story. It was right after Hurricane Matthew. We went back to your place to get some stuff. And we're upstairs, and all of a sudden I feel something kiss my lips.
Oh my gosh.
To this day, we don't know what that was. It was just, woo.
I mean, like, I remember going into that house and feeling there was definitely a presence there. You remember when we first looked at that house?
Uh-huh.
Because he actually helped me and Firechild pick out our house. So, I remember us going and feeling like there's kind of this old energy, I guess. I don't know. Bellamy is just killing it like, screw the ghosts.
She's been sleepy today.
She has been sleepy today.
But
She's a cat though, she's sleepy all the time.
no, that was...
I remember that. That was close to when I was like awakening as a witch.
I remember, I don't know if I've talked about it on this channel or not, but I was laying in my bed and I was trying to sleep and I couldn't sleep. And my eyes was not just felt something was in my room. No, my eyes was just this dark shadow looming over my bed.
Nope.
It took every bit of my strength. I said, I rebuke you. Go away.
Oh, the nope
Get out of here.
train to fuck that'sville is what Severine would be on.
I was just, nope, not happening. Sorry. Called on all my deities. Said, well, y'all can't, I can't. I've never wanted to be a medium. I'm sorry. That's just something I was like, no. I don't need to be, if it ruins my peace, I don't need it. What I think is funny is though, y'all have a name for stuff like that.
Oh.
Her, Firechild, and a friend of ours have this name. I was just like, what do you call them now?
Okay, so because of the werewolf creature on the hill, I was relaying this story to one of my professors, and he said, you know, wolves and coyotes actually mate, and really weird, you know, babies come out of it. And so my friend goes, so we're saying that it's a woady. So now that's what we call evil ghost creature things. It's woadies.
Oh, no.
You didn't know you needed that in your life, but there you go, woadies.
I've had friends tell me some stories. I see shadow people a lot, and I'm just like, go away.
Probably the craziest one at the house with Firechild, aside from that one. And I don't know that it was a ghost. I kind of feel like it was probably like a mischievous fae. But I was sitting on the couch in the living room watching TV, and I hear something fall. Now, if you went into our house, there's a living room and then there's a den. And, well, was, because we don't live there anymore. But anyway, so go into the den. If you go in the den, Firechild had these little candle lights on suction cups in the window. Because at one point I was working night shift, and she would have them up so that I could see to come in the house. Or, you know, in general, just like if we were in and out at night, you know. This thing had fallen on the floor. Well, the seasons had just changed, so my mind goes, maybe it's just the
wood groaning or something
yeah,
like that.
like something, the air pressure, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I pick it up, I sit it on the side table, like right there, where there's a lamp, there's a side table right by that window where a lamp is, and I sit it in a position that it should not fall. I go back into the living room, and I'm watching TV, and then all of a sudden, I hear something fall.
I didn't know you were in the house when it fell.
Yeah.
I done got out of the house. I've been like, yeah, you know what?
Well, wait for this. So then I pick it up, and I move it to the couch. And I'm like, there's no way it'll fall on the couch. There's nowhere for it to fall, whatever. And I leave for work. Firechild messages me. Is there a particular reason why the candle light is broken and on the opposite end of the room on the floor? We ended up we did a ritual, didn't we?
I think so, yeah. We did a, like, badness be gone ritual.
Bitch, get out!
No, I don't like being creeped out. You know, it's just not a fan of it.
I'm not either, but I've always been sensitive to it. So I think that things kind of, because they know I can see them, they come and talk to me and stuff. Especially at my parents' house. I remember one time being dead asleep, and this is why I sleep with sound. I have to sleep with sound. I can't sleep without some sort of sound in the background. And used to, I had to have a TV on because I would wake up, I'd hear like a voice, like a really deep voice in my ear talking.
Bitch, wake up.
I mean, like, it was talking another language, so.
Oh, no. No.
Ronnie said,
What Beelzebub demon is after you? Like.
Well, I mean, I never felt like anything was actually there to hurt me. And I, at one point I thought that I just had, like, paranoia or, like, that I was just scared. But I've lived in 3 other locations since then and never had an experience like that.
Oh, there's this stuff. I forgot about this time. This one scared me. Like, I was creeped out. I used to work in a nursing home as a certified nursing assistant. And sometimes, unfortunately, when you work in a nursing home, people pass. They pass at night. This woman passed, we believe she died right at 3 o'clock in the morning, and that's believed sometimes to be the true witching hour. This woman had a look on her face like the devil himself came up to take her soul. I could just, like, guys, it was like, that was the look on her face when she died. And we had to do the post-mortem on her. Well, which means you wash the body, and then you, like, put a shroud over it. And, well, we go outside. There's a little, like, what's it called when it's surrounded by the buildings, but you go outside?
I know what you're talking about.
Like a little courtyard.
That's what it is. It's a courtyard.
And
it's like a little garden area in the...
And we're just talking about the look on her face. And all of a sudden we hear some type of bird. And it sounded big, but it screeched loud. Like, something like that. And I'm looking at her. She looks at me. I was like, let's go back inside. And I truly believe the devil was there that night.
Jesus.
Like...
Well, I mean, birds are messengers of spirits, so...
It was not fun.
Well...
The woman herself, too, not to speak ill of the dead, was always very panicky. So I'm wondering if, like, she knew what was coming. Food for thought.
Don't fuck with shit.
But tell us about some of your haunting stories if you have them. Would love to hear them because I love a good ghost story.
Hope you get sleep tonight.
Alright guys, have a good one.
Bye.
Always stay magical. Hit that thumbs up. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And hit the notification bell so you see all of our new content.
Bye.